Good evening and welcome to RFL. I'm Richard French, and we start with the aftermath of the Paris terror attacks. French police say they've killed the suspected ringleader of the attacks during the raid yesterday. ISIS militant's body, it was found riddled with bullets and shrapnel in an apartment in a suburb of Paris. Police still searching for more of the terrorists who were involved. Let's go live to Paris right now for the latest with Marcy Gonzalez. Marcy?
Good evening. And those 8 people who were detained during yesterday's raid are still being interrogated as we learn more about that accused ringleader police found hiding in the Paris suburbs. His body found in the rubble of this raid. So riddled with bullets and shrapnel, investigators could only identify him by his fingerprints. Today, police confirming Abdelhamid Abaoud, the so-called mastermind of the Paris attacks, is dead. Police say Abaoud was also behind at least 4 other ISIS plots this year, including the attempted attack on a Paris-bound train. Authorities are now looking into how the 27-year-old was able to sneak into France to lead this terror cell that investigators say was planning another attack.
The counterterrorism officials in France right now are worried about other attacks that might be planned, and that's the #1 priority for them.
French police shown here training for a possible chemical attack, with France's prime minister saying today that threat is real.
There is also the risk from chemical or biological weapons. This is a new war.
Police are still searching for 2 suspects accused of carrying out Friday's attacks, including Salah Abdeslam, believed to be the gunman shown in this disturbing video from the DailyMail.com. Diners in this cafe ducking for cover, the killer shooting his AK-47, then taking aim at one woman when his gun seems to jam. That woman and everyone else inside surviving as Abdeslam runs out. And officials now confirmed the woman who blew herself up during yesterday's raid was Abdeslam's cousin. Police looking for others connected to the attacks carried out more raids this morning in Belgium, taking at least 9 people into custody. Live in Paris, Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News. Now back to you.
Thank you very much, Marcy. Now, a bit later in the program, we'll continue our coverage of the aftermath of the Paris terror attack. But first, we will look at the political battle over here when it comes to Syrian refugees. Congress, obviously, at war here with the president over this issue, and our local governors, they're fighting with one another. Even Mayor Bill de Blasio weighing in by blasting one Chris Christie. Then, the Paris attacks flaring up yet another gun control debate here in the U.S. This issue hasn't gotten as much attention, but I certainly think it should. We'll bring you that story tonight where people on the terror watch list can legally buy guns. So all the conversations about whether or not to let refugees in, just think legally, people on terror watch lists in this country can and have bought guns. We'll talk about that. Plus, a bipartisan bill in Congress will put an end to the subject, but the NRA and hardline Republicans, of course, against it. Will deal with the politics of the issue. But straight ahead, we will go closer to home. As Shelley Silver's corruption trial winding down and Dean Skelos is gearing up, we're going to tell you when Silver's jury will get the case and decide the fate of former Assembly Speaker. Also, some of the juicy things the feds uncovered in the wiretaps of the former Senate Majority Leader, Mr. Skelos, and his son. Our Dominic Carter is live at the courthouse with more.